Hello, this is Tim Hellman.
And this is Frank Eugene Hall.
And this is Movie Talk. Today we're going to review the movie Neil Stryker and the Tyrant of Time. Neil Stryker and the Tyrant of Time is a low-budget sci-fi comedy-action-adventure flick shot entirely in Oregon and parts of Washington over the course of 9 years. The film was directed, co-written, and co-produced by Rob Taylor, who also stars in the movie playing multiple roles. It's a prequel to the 2003 indie horror comedy flick Evil Cult, which was also co-written and co-directed by Taylor with his brother Neil. Both films feature Taylor as the toughest secret agent alive, Neil Stryker. In this film, Stryker must rescue his son from an evil time-traveling mad scientist, also played by Taylor. The movie also co-stars Nick Costa, who also co-wrote and co-produced the film, Brina Smith, Matt Zach, Jordana Ansley, Stephen Lisk, Walter Koenig of Star Trek fame, and David Ogden Stiers of TV's MASH fame. The film won Best Comedy Film at the Oregon Independent Film Festival, and we were lucky enough to attend its premiere at the Portland Film Festival at the Laurelhurst Theater. I had a blast.
I did too. It was a great film.
And I think seeing it with so many of the people involved with the film was just a lot more fun.
Yeah, and the Q&A was just a hoot.
Q&A was hilarious.
Yeah, it was quite a crowd.
And then the movie itself was just, it was a blast. It was so impressive what they did with so low of a budget.
Yeah, Nick Costa went to law school to start bringing in enough bucks to fund the film.
$60,000 budget.
Yeah. That's why they took it 9 years to bring in the money and make the film.
I loved the performance from Rob Taylor, and then Nick Costa was amazing too. I thought they were the two best performances in the movie.
Yeah, they were. They were just on fire in the movie.
And it was great to see those two TV stars, Walter Koenig and David Ogden
Yeah, how do you get Chekhov to show up in your film?
I have no idea how they did it.
That's pretty cool. The movie at one point has some robots that come out and are interacting with the hero, and you wonder, how did they do that? And they did it through puppets with people in green screen behind, which you don't see. I thought it was very well done. And then goblin puppets were used when inexplicably, and I mean it's inexplicably, suddenly the characters are encountering sort of like a goblin land of these really zany
goblins. That's when I started to really like the movie, because it was totally out of left field.
Out of left field.
And then I was like, this was an amazing movie.
Yeah, it was.
Suddenly there's goblins and it's like a totally different movie.
Totally different movie, and all of a sudden, okay, now we're back
it's
to
like a Jim Henson
where
movie.
Did that come
from the 80s, it felt like suddenly.
You know, these people are the kind of artists I like. The kind of artists that don't seem to argue with their muse. If their muse says, you know what, how about goblin puppets? They're not gonna like argue. They're just gonna, okay, goblin puppets, how do we make this happen? And it just happens.
Even though I didn't love every single joke, like some of the jokes I thought were kind of silly, or there were some misfires in there for me. But it moved along so quickly that it didn't matter if some of the jokes didn't work. There was another good joke right around the corner.
So when Neil Stryker is trying to get his ship out of there and presses the wrong button and automatically sets this nuclear bomb to go off, and he says, oh my gosh, and he throws it out the door, and this huge nuclear explosion, his ship zips away, and he goes, I gotta get that fixed. You know, that...
Yeah.
Great touches.
So what rating would you give it?
I like indie film, and I like being blown away by a film that exceeds my expectations. So I would give this a 5, because it is just as passionate as you're going to see in an indie film, and the fact that it's able to make fun of itself in a mature way, and then in a very silly way, and be mature and silly at the same time, I found very impressive.
I don't know if it was mature or not.
It's as mature as you.
As me. I give it 4.5 stars just because.
Well, that's just silly.
Why?